The year was 2012, the date, January 13th. It was a day that began like any other, with the promise of adventure and the allure of the open sea. The passengers and crew of the Costa Concordia were blissfully unaware of the impending catastrophe that would soon unfold. The Costa Concordia, a luxurious cruise ship, embarked on a journey across the Mediterranean Sea. This floating palace was a marvel of modern engineering, boasting state-of-the-art amenities and opulent interiors. It was designed to offer an unforgettable experience, a dream vacation on the high seas. On board, over 4,000 passengers and crew anticipated a delightful voyage. Families, couples, and solo travelers alike were eager to explore the ship's many attractions, from gourmet dining to world-class entertainment. The crew, trained to provide impeccable service, were ready to ensure that every guest's needs were met. Little did they know, tragedy awaited them. As the sun set and the ship sailed into the night, an air of unease began to settle over the vessel. The calm waters of the Mediterranean would soon give way to chaos and confusion. The ship, a symbol of modern engineering and opulence, would soon transform into a symbol of chaos and despair. The Costa Concordia was equipped with the latest safety features, but no amount of technology could prevent the human error that was about to occur. This is the story of the Costa Concordia, a tale of human error, survival, and the enduring mystery surrounding that fateful night. It is a story that has been told and retold, each time revealing new details and raising new questions about what really happened. This wasn't just another maritime disaster. The sinking of the Costa Concordia was a catastrophic event that left an indelible mark on the maritime industry and the world at large. It was a stark reminder of the dangers that lurk beneath the surface of the sea. The sinking of the Costa Concordia captivated the world. News of the disaster spread like wildfire, with media outlets providing round-the-clock coverage. People around the globe were glued to their screens, watching in disbelief as the events unfolded. It was a stark reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of human life. The sea, which had once seemed so inviting, now appeared as a menacing force, capable of swallowing a massive ship whole. The rescue efforts were heroic, but the scale of the disaster was overwhelming. The event unfolded before our eyes, broadcast live on news channels around the globe. We watched as passengers and crew struggled to escape the sinking ship, their faces etched with fear and desperation. The images were haunting, a stark contrast to the ship's earlier scenes of joy and celebration. We watched in horror as the once majestic vessel lay on its side, a haunting testament to the tragedy. The Costa Concordia, which had once been a symbol of luxury and adventure, was now a graveyard of shattered dreams and lost lives. The wreckage served as a somber reminder of the fragility of human endeavors and the unpredictable nature of the sea. The Costa Concordia, a behemoth of the seas, was a testament to modern engineering and luxury. This grand vessel, with its gleaming exterior and towering presence, was a marvel to behold. It symbolized the pinnacle of human ingenuity, a floating palace that promised adventure and opulence to all who boarded. Weighing over 114,000 tons and stretching over 950 feet, the ship was a floating city. Its sheer size was awe-inspiring, dwarfing everything in its vicinity. The Costa Concordia was not just a ship, it was a metropolis on water, complete with all the amenities one could imagine. It boasted opulent restaurants, shimmering pools, and spacious cabins. The dining options were vast, offering gourmet meals from around the world. The pools sparkled under the sun, inviting passengers to take a dip and relax. The cabins were designed with comfort in mind, providing a luxurious retreat after a day of exploration. But beneath the surface of luxury lurked a complacency that would prove fatal. The crew, though skilled, often operated under the assumption that nothing could go wrong. The ship's advanced systems and technology gave a false sense of security, leading to a dangerous overconfidence. The cruise industry at the time was riding a wave of popularity. Ships like the Costa Concordia were in high demand, with passengers eager to experience the ultimate vacation. Ports were bustling with activity as people from all walks of life boarded these floating paradises, ready to escape the mundane and embrace the extraordinary. Cruises were seen as the epitome of relaxation and indulgence. Passengers lounged on deck chairs, soaking up the sun and enjoying the gentle sway of the ship. Families created lasting memories as they explored the ship's many attractions, from theaters and spas to shopping arcades and sports facilities. Safety regulations, while in place, were often seen as secondary to the pursuit of profit and passenger satisfaction. Drills were conducted, but they were often treated as mere formalities. Lifeboats and safety equipment were present, but the emphasis was on ensuring passengers had a seamless and enjoyable experience, sometimes at the expense of thorough safety protocols. This culture of complacency, coupled with the ship's sheer size and complexity, created a perfect storm for disaster. The Costa Concordia, with its intricate systems and vast expanse, was a challenge to navigate even under ideal conditions. As the ship sailed through the waters, the potential for catastrophe loomed ever closer, hidden beneath the veneer of luxury and leisure. The night began like any other on a cruise ship. Passengers enjoyed gourmet meals, live music, and the open sea. The atmosphere was filled with laughter and the clinking of glasses as people celebrated their vacations. The ship's deck was alive with the sounds of a live band playing upbeat tunes, and the ocean breeze added a touch of magic to the evening. The vast expanse of the sea under the starlit sky created a serene backdrop for the festivities. But as the clock ticked past 9 p.m., a sense of unease began to creep in. The once lively chatter started to dwindle, replaced by hushed whispers and concerned glances. The sky, which had been a canvas of twinkling stars, began to darken ominously. Passengers who had been enjoying the night started to notice subtle changes in the ship's movement. The gentle sway of the vessel seemed to become more pronounced, and an inexplicable tension filled the air. The ship, straying from its planned route, veered too close to the island of Giglio, Italy. The deviation was subtle at first, barely noticeable to the untrained eye. However, as the ship continued on its unintended course, the island's silhouette grew larger and more foreboding. The crew, initially unaware of the impending danger, began to realize that something was amiss. The ship's navigation systems indicated a deviation, but by the time the error was fully understood, it was too late to correct the course. A deafening screech pierced the night as the ship's hull collided with a rocky reef. The sound was unlike anything the passengers had ever heard, a terrifying blend of metal grinding against rock, and the shuddering impact reverberating through the entire vessel. Underwater, the ship's hull was being torn apart by the jagged rocks, creating a series of breaches that allowed water to flood in. The once sturdy ship was now compromised, and the realization of the disaster began to set in. The impact sent shockwaves through the vessel, plunging the ship into darkness. The lights flickered and then went out completely, leaving passengers and crew in a state of confusion and fear. Inside the ship, the once luxurious interiors were now scenes of chaos. People stumbled in the dark, trying to make sense of what had happened. The emergency alarms blared, adding to the sense of urgency and panic. The ship, which had been a beacon of comfort and safety, was now a dark and dangerous place. Panic ensued as passengers and crew, many still unaware of the gravity of the situation, scrambled for lifeboats. The crew did their best to maintain order, but the sheer number of panicked passengers made it an almost impossible task. Lifeboats were lowered into the water, but the process was slow and fraught with difficulties. Some passengers in their desperation jumped into the water hoping to swim to safety. The deck, once a place of leisure, was now crowded with people pushing and shoving, trying to secure a spot on the lifeboats. The once tranquil voyage had descended into chaos. The scene was one of utter pandemonium, with distressed passengers and crew members doing their best to evacuate the ship. Lifeboats filled the water, bobbing up and down as they moved away from the sinking vessel. The night, which had begun with such promise, had turned into a nightmare. The ship, now listing heavily to one side, was a stark reminder of the fragility of human endeavors against the forces of nature. The timeline of chaos was etched into the memories of all who experienced it, a haunting reminder of the night's events.